everybody. This is Geneva. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough, and then I'll talk techniques, and at the very end there will be still photos. So here we go. The cover, the end. I don't know if you can see, but it's textured. I embossed it. It looks like basket weave. It's really, really pretty. The back is mostly plain. Let me widen this up a little bit. Inside of the front cover. Now all the pages are built the same, exactly the same. They just have different paper. A pocket. I built a little journaling book or photo album to cut apart fussy cut pieces from the paper. Here's the first page, the white picket fence. There are two cut aparts for tags in here. Stamped a little tree on this one. And this has got a little border piece punched out with a strip of this paper with the words, and this is the same on each page. This is the tag between the pages. Pocket with two tags in it. Oh, I forgot. Each page is a flip page. It flips up, and there's a magnet here. So there's lots of room. Now, this is for a photo and journaling. You could print out your own on your computer, or you could just put a photo across here, however you wanted. Next page is again a pocket page with two photo mats. Two cards. Flips open. Again, the magnet closure. There's the tag. See, this element is on every page somewhere. It's a very nice cohesive album. Of course, it came out really, really beautiful. Lots of fussy cutting. Mostly flowers. Okay, let's do the technical talk. If you're at all interested on how I put this together, now's the time to pay attention. This piece, the total book is just a variation on my basic book. It's a free downloadable pattern on my website, koalacat.com. And you see that the papers aren't wrapped around, they're laid on. And when you build your cover, you have a choice of wrapping it with plain cardstock and laying it on this way, or wrapping the pages with your pattern paper and piecing it together. So, you know, the choice is yours. I used, for the spine paper, I used this embossing folder. It makes a really lovely, lovely deep emboss, and it's called the 3D Embossabilities, and it I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You'll see it a lot on my work. This is still available, or at least I bought it recently off of eBay, probably 3-4 months ago. This piece here was cut out of ivory, and I used the floral doily accent. I do not know if this is still available. I've had this for quite some time, but this is the piece I used. It's done on ivory, which is the same that I used to cover the book and make the pages with. And I used distress ink, Tattered Rose, and I just went over the top of it so it caught the highlights and the edges. And you'll see I put that on both. No, I just put it on the front. All of this is from the paper except for those 4 flowers, which I fussy cut and laid on top. The bling is stuff I've had in my stash for a while. I find clearance stuff, buy it, and know I'll use it later. I used my Versamark, and I used, this is Pearl-Ex. So I take the fat end of my pen and I dip it in here, and then I just draw on what I want. You can use this with Pearl-Ex as well. I mean with Jesus, Perfect Pearls powder. You don't have to get it wet to put it on. You just use your Versamarker, the chunky end. And I painted it. I used 2 different colors on the tea kettle. I don't know if you can tell or not. And I used it on the flowers here and on the lily there. I used glossy accents and highlighted the butterfly and the leaves and this flower, this whole grouping here I covered with glossy accents. This is just a pin, and I stick it in there, and it when I take it out, of course the tip isn't all clogged up. Oh, that's my take on keeping my tip open. Anything else on the cover? No. The pockets here are created using Spellbinder's border dies, and I have 2 sets in here. And as you can see, I used this one. And I cut my plain cardstock, and then I cut my patterned paper, and I get it to fit how I want it to look on the page, and then trim them both down. This piece width is 1 3/4 inches, if anybody cares. Let's see, I don't think there's anything else special here. Of course, those are just fussy cut from the papers, and this is just a simple journaling book, or of course you can put photos in it. The ribbon is white Hug Snug. It's 3/4 inch, no, it's 1/2 inch. It's 1/2 inch, and I use my distress spray stains. You can also use the regular stain, and then I dilute it with water. Probably twice as much water as stain, depending on how deep of the color I want. But for this album, I did about 3 yards of Hug Snug, and I could have gotten away with just 2, but it's a perfect color. I'll use it again for some. And okay, here's how I color my Hug Snug or any other white ribbon that I want to change the color to. I use a plastic bag. You can use a Ziploc bag or an open bag, whatever you want. I take my color, I spritz it inside, probably 2 sprays, and then I'll use my water and probably 4 sprays if I want a light color, 1 spray if I want it a little darker, and if I want it to go full-blown dark, exactly as the distress stain is, I won't do it at all, but I rarely go that strong in a color. Then I just take the ribbon, put it inside with the water and the stain, and close it up, making sure there's air in there. Sometimes I'll blow air into the bag, and then I just shake it around. Just give it a really good shake. It gets all the water and the color gets absorbed in. Squish it around, and it always comes out even. Then I take it out. I have a piece of board because I have a healable cutting mat down here, and it's huge, and I can't take it off without disturbing everything. So I'll put my ribbon on my board, and I'll take my heat gun, and I'll just slowly dry this and turn it and flip it, and it takes a few minutes, but it comes out really nice. And if you want it to come out wrinkled, I just squish and dry and squish and dry, and it will come out all nice and wrinkled for you. So there's my that's how I do my coloring of my ribbon. This is Tim Holtz on the Edge die, tattered doily, and it only cuts about 5 inches. So it makes a really nice folder of flap for these long, narrow albums. I've used it before, and I took over this because it was 2 pages essentially. I scored it where I wanted it to fold over, and then 1/8 of an inch in, which gives me this nice little gutter here. So this fits nicely over the top of this when it's closed. This is my Deco Fan punch from Martha Stewart. It is an around the edge punch set, and it is still available. I did recently acquire this, and I noticed it was still available at Michael's when I went there a week ago maybe. My fence, I love my picket fence. It is Impression Obsession die. I believe you can still get these. I got this probably a year ago. And it's got 3 different fence patterns, and I use it all the time. These are just fussy cuts from the papers. These, of course, are cut aparts from the papers. I will turn one more page. Oh, I used this. I have bunches of it. It's piping. I bought it years and years and years ago at a garage sale. I probably got at least 10 yards of it left. And I thought it'd make a nice, pretty accent here. You could certainly, do some journaling on paper and paste it over. You could put the photo over both sides, or just put the photo here and just leave it. But I thought it was a nice touch. And of course, all the pages are magnet closed. Oh. Yep, that's it for techniques. I did use Distress ink and Tattered Rose, Bundled Sage, Brushed Corduroy, and Stormy Sky.